Scholars Bowl 2003 is made possible in part by the financial support of viewers like you and by grants from the News Sentinel and the University of Tennessee. Today, two high school teams vie for the academic championship of our viewing area. This is Public TV's Scholars Bowl.
Welcome back, viewers. This is Scholars Bowl 2003, and today is going to be an excellent competition to watch or to listen to. I'm Diana Morgan, moderator of the Scholars Bowl and Community Relations Manager of the News Sentinel. The University of Tennessee is proud to join us today with these two high school teams, one of which, West High of Knoxville, won the competition last year, got a bye in the first round, and is competing with an excellent Oak Ridge team in the first game of the second round of the Scholars Bowl. Let's go meet these two teams. You're going to recognize a lot of these students. West High, incidentally, in Knoxville, Tennessee, has about 1,300 students. And coming back again for them this year, we have Young Mu. He is a junior. He is a member of the Science Olympiad team and of the Computer Club. With him, we have back Andrew Whaley. Andrew is a senior now. He is a National Merit Commended Scholar and captain of the History Bowl, which is very active at West High. The returning captain of the team, Tong Hao. Tong is a senior now. He is in the band, the Science Olympiad, and is also a National Merit Commended Scholar. The fourth member of the team is Laura Lockwood, another senior, also in the band, also in the Science Olympiad, Model UN, and also a National Merit Commended Scholar. And incidentally, West High School in Knox County had more National Merit semifinalists this year than any other of the Knox County high schools. The alternates for West High include students you may recognize: Derek Bast, Zach Hall, Patrick Harrison, and Amy Gendrick of the Gendrick dynasty of competitors. The returning coach for West High is, again, English teacher Carolyn Jones, and we're always glad to have you here with us, Carolyn. Now, Oak Ridge High in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, Anderson County, has approximately 1,400 students. We have, first of all, a senior, Kentaro Gibson, back again. He's president of the Debate Club and a member of the Young Democrats. With him, we have also Chen Liu. He is a senior. He is in the National Science Olympiad and founder, as I told you earlier, of the Latin Club at the school. The returning captain is senior Katie Tolliver. She is also a National Merit semifinalist and is president of that Young Democrats Club. The fourth member of the team for the first half is Evan Nagler. He is a band section leader where he plays the tuba, and he is a junior. The alternates for today include Lalit Jain and Scott McKinney. Coaching the Oak Ridge team are two teachers, Judy Rahman, who teaches Spanish and is not with us today, and Elaine Brubaker, who teaches English. This is an experienced coaching team, and we're glad to have you both back. And viewers, you need to know that these coaches in many cases volunteer their time. Sometimes they're compensated for that time, but usually not nearly for the amount that they put into it. The University of Tennessee this year has a special recognition award for the coaches because the winning coach will receive a fully loaded laptop computer. So coaches, good luck. And here we go, viewers. If you've been watching, you know we have toss-ups worth 10 and bonuses worth 20. The game is on. Toss-up for 10, it's a current events question here. On October 27th, 2002, rivers of boiling lava plowed over ski lifts, knocked down power lines, and surrounded a mountain restaurant after a series of earthquakes aggravated Europe's most active volcano, Oak Ridge Chen.
Mount Etna.
Mount Etna, yes, and it is a major problem now. 10 points, and first score to Oak Ridge. Here is your bonus, Oak Ridge. Two-parter, 10 points each. We're into historical vocabulary. The first, give me the 9-letter name for a member of the class of wealthy landowners in ancient Rome.
Patrician.
Designate Kintaro.
Patricians.
Patrician is correct, 10 points. And the 8-letter name for a member of the class of common people in ancient Rome.
Plebeians.
Plebeian, 10 points, 20 points in all. That's where at the Naval and the Military Academy, a plebe means the lowest ranking person. Here is a toss-up for 10 teams. This is physiology. The longest bone in the body, West High Tong.
Femur.
It is the femur, and people, that is known also as the thigh bone, which is connected to the hip bone. 10 points. Here's your bonus, West. Geological changes are most often caused by ice, wind, water, and volcanic fire. For 10 points each, which of these is responsible for a moraine?
Ice.
That's correct. And which is responsible for causing a delta?
Water.
Correct for 20 points on your geology. Here is a toss-up question for you teams. Also physiology. Beginning with the letters I-N-T, name the part of the body affected by enteritis. Oak Ridge, Chen.
Intestine.
Intestine for 10. And here is an English and American history bonus question for you. Two-parter, 10 points each, Oak Ridge. Of Smith, Jones, Brown, and White, which one was the captain of the Mayflower when it arrived in America in 1620?
Smith.
Incorrect. It was actually Christopher Jones. And of Smith, Johnson, Brown, and White, which one was captain of the Titanic when it sank in 1912?
Smith.
Smith for 10 points, and he had a dream that some disaster was coming. Here is a mathematics toss-up for you teams. I have a recipe that's going to serve 8 people, and among other things, it calls for 6 eggs. Now, if I were cutting the recipe down so that it would serve just 4 people, West Tuong Young.
3 eggs.
3 eggs is correct. 10 points on that, on the math. And here is your bonus, and it is a history question for you, West. The decisions that took place at the Palace of Versailles in 1919 would influence Europe for the next 20 years. Some people believe that these decisions led to the outbreak of another war 20 years later. Now, for 5 points each, name the Allied countries represented by the leaders at that meeting at Versailles in 1919.
The U.S.
Correct.
Great Britain.
Correct.
France.
Correct.
Italy.
Correct. Good history, 20-point bonus going to West. Here's a geography toss-up for you teams. You will find Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. West, Andrew.
New Mexico.
Incorrect. I'll complete it for Oak Ridge. For 10 points, in what state will you find Glacier National Park? Oak Ridge, Chen.
Montana.
Montana for 10, and here is your bonus. Quote, I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours, end quote. For 10 points each, who is the author of this discovery and where was his, quote, experiment, end quote?
Oh, Frankenstein.
Designate Evan.
Penn and Pennsylvania.
Incorrect. Interesting answer. It was actually Henry David Thoreau, and it was Walden Pond. No score on that. Here's an astronomy toss-up for you teams for 10 points. By what specific instrument was the incidence or existence of black holes conclusively proven in 1994? Oak Ridge, Chen.
Radio telescope.
Incorrect. West. Tong.
Infrared telescopes.
Incorrect. The specific instrument was the Hubble telescope. Oh, yeah. You all knew that, didn't you? Here's a physiology question for you, teams for 10. Beginning with the letters I-N-T, Name the term for the organ system called the skin. West, Tong.
Endermis.
Incorrect. Oak Ridge. 10.
Integument.
Correct. Do we accept that? Yes. Integument or integumentary. And viewers, that's Integumentary. 10 points. Here is your bonus. I want you to name me the inventors of these inventions. 5 points each. 3, you get an extra 5 if you get them all. The bifocal lens was invented by?
Franklin.
Correct for 5. The steel plow?
No answer.
My husband got that one wrong too. John Deere. Interchangeable parts?
Whitney.
That was Whitney. 10 points on that is correct. And here is an American history toss-up for 10 teams. All or nothing. What are the first and last words of the preamble? West, Hong.
We and America.
And America, correct for 10 points. And here is your bonus. West High for 20 points. How many double folds does it take? First forward, then backward, before a piece of U.S. currency will tear.
Four.
Incorrect. That's an interesting question, viewers. It's 4,000 double folds, and we're going to get our mathematics judge, Cody Steele, to tell us how they came to that answer. Not today, but later when he figures it out. Here's another mathematics toss-up teams for 10 for you. What do we call the number larger than 1 that cannot be divided by any? West, Tong.
Prime.
It is a prime number. Can't be divided by any number other than itself and 1. 10 points to West. Here is a 4-part bonus, 5 points each. It is art vocabulary. Give the term for painting on plaster.
Fresco.
Correct for 5. Give the term for making pictures by embedding small pieces of stone or glass in cement.
Mosaic.
Correct for 5. Give the term for a composition made by pasting together various materials such as newspaper and wallpaper on a flat surface.
Collage.
Correct for 5. Give the term for gluing paper cutouts on furniture and accessories and covering the entire surface with coats of varnish.
Montage.
Incorrect. That's decoupage, and it's something maybe your grandmothers might have done in the 60s, 70s. 15 points correct. Here is a space history question, teams for 10. Who remained in orbit? Yes, West, Tong.
Collins.
It was. He remained in orbit, viewers, in the command service module while Armstrong and Aldrin became the first men on the moon. He was the man left behind. 10 points, and here is your bonus. This is on the country Colombia, 4-parter, 5 points each. West, what is the official language?
Spanish.
Correct for 5. What is the basic unit of money?
Peso.
Correct for 5. What is the capital city?
Bogota.
Correct for 5. And what is the Indian tribe from which most of the native population is descended?
Incas.
For the most part, correct. 20 points on Colombia. That's the end of an excellent first half, and the score at this time, West just took the lead on those last questions, 125 to Oak Ridge at 90. Good competition. Viewers, we'll see you after the break.
This year's Scholars Bowl competition is a single elimination tournament featuring 55 teams from high schools in our viewing area. Be sure to watch these upcoming games. The winning team in this year's Scholars Bowl tournament will receive the Scholars Bowl Traveling Trophy. The championship team will also receive a $1,000 stipend from the News Sentinel to be used to travel to the National Academic Team Competition. In addition, the top placing teams will receive plaques identifying their finish in this year's tournament. Also, the University of Tennessee will be presenting the championship team a new computer for their school's use. The judges for this year's Scholars Bowl tournament are Dr. Richard Hobart, retired physician, and Dr. Paul L. Kelly, retired educator and member of the Knox County Board of Education. Both are members of the Board of Trustees of these public TV stations. Also judging this year is Cody Steele, mathematician. Our scorekeeper is Annie Parrott, a public TV volunteer. Scholars Bowl 2003 is made possible in part by grants from the News Sentinel and the University of Tennessee, two area institutions that are interested in showcasing the academic excellence of our area high school students. Each student and coach participating in this year's Scholars Bowl will receive the new Scholars Bowl t-shirt. If you'd like to enter your high school team in next year's Scholars Bowl, or for more information or comments on this year's tournament, write to the address shown on the screen.
Welcome back, viewers, to the first game in the second round of Scholars Bowl 2003. And the score at the half was West High of Knoxville 125 and Oak Ridge High of Oak Ridge, Tennessee 90. And incidentally, teams, I do want to remind you that the University of Tennessee has an academic competition team among its honor students that's being coached by Dr. Tom Broadhead, and they are competing successfully on a national basis. You seniors want to keep that in mind. And viewers, let's go meet our alternates for the second half. Carolyn Jones of West High School has brought two alternates in, and I think you're going to recognize both of them coming back in. First of all, we have Patrick Harrison. Patrick is a junior now. And with Patrick, we also have Amy Gendrick. Amy is now a junior also. Elaine Brubaker, our coach at Oak Ridge High School, has brought in one alternate for the second half. He competed in the first game. This is junior Scott McKinney. So Scott, it's good to have you with us, Amy and Patrick. Teams, good luck. You're both fine teams. Viewers, are you keeping score on yourself to see how well you do? Because these are two of the best in the competition. Here's a toss-up for 10 teams. Fuchsia is a shrubby plant with pink, red, or purple flowers. Spell. Oak Ridge, it's a tie between Captain and Chen. Captain, choose the speller.
Chen.
F-U-S-I-A.
Incorrect. Question goes to West. Tong.
F-U-S-C-I-A.
Incorrect. Viewers, can you spell it? F-U-C-H-S-I-A. No score on that. Here's an anthropology toss-up for 10 for you teams. Which of the Leakeys discovered the first complete skull of a hominid, man's ape-like ancestor that lived, roughly 18 million years ago? Which Leakey was it? Oak Ridge, Kintaro.
Richard?
Incorrect. West. Amy.
Mary.
It was Mary. 10 points, and here is your bonus. This is psychology, West High. 5 points each and an extra 5 points. Name the 3 stages or types of memory.
Short term,
Correct.
long term,
Correct.
sensory.
Correct. 20 points on that in psychology. Here is a toss-up teams for you for 10. This person is called the father of genetics. West, Tong.
Mendel,
It is Gregor Mendel's. In the 1800s that he did his experiments using peas that developed the basis of modern genetics. 10 points. Here is your bonus. This is sports for you, West. Last September, the only athlete to win both an Olympic gold medal and a Super Bowl ring died at the age of 59. For 10 points each, name the athlete and the event for which he won the Olympic gold medal.
John Elway in track.
Incorrect. That's an incredible achievement. You know that? It was Bullet Bob Hayes, and he was a sprinter. He won the gold medal in the 100 meters. And incidentally, he was a receiver for the Dallas Cowboys in the 1972 Super Bowl. Here's a musical toss-up for 10 teams. How many strings does a violin? West, Tong.
4.
It has 4 strings, 10 points. Here is your bonus. A little math for you on this one. West, a tree doubles in height every year until it reaches its maximum height in 20 years. How many years did it take to reach half its maximum height?
19.
At 19 years, the next year, viewers, it would have doubled and reached its maximum, 20 points. Here's a toss-up for 10, and teams, this is music again. Who was the Russian-born American composer and lyricist, West High Tong?
Irving Berlin.
Yes, and viewers, you may remember he wrote the God Bless America and White Christmas. 10 points, and here is your bonus. This is History West. The following items were given to our world by which ancient civilizations? 5 points each. The calendar,
Mayans.
incorrect. It's usually called the Aztec calendar stone, but the common accepted answer to that is going to be Egypt, who gave the calendar to the Western world. Most people don't use the Aztec Mayan. No score. Drama and music
Greece.
for 5. Aqueducts, roads, and bridges,
Romans.
right, for 5. Building with bricks,
Babylonians.
correct for 5. 15 points on that bonus. Here is popular history for you teams for 10 points. Name the United States president who threatened to ban football by executive order. West, Tong.
FDR.
Incorrect. Oak Ridge, I'm going to complete it. He threatened to ban football by executive order unless some of the roughness was taken out of the game. Oak Ridge, Chen.
Kennedy.
Incorrect. Believe it or not, it was the old Rough Rider himself, Teddy Roosevelt, not FDR. Yes, it is bizarre. Here's a 10-pointer for you teams. In what field is the Newbery Medal awarded? West, Tong.
Children's literature.
Children's literature, 10 points, and West is on a roll. Here is your bonus. This thin, tough, pink membrane covers the outside of the bones in the human body. For 20 points, name that membrane.
What's the Latin name for bones? That was B. That was L. Lysocardium.
No, our judge, Dr. Richard Hobart, declines that. It's the periosteum. Here's a toss-up for 10. This is physics teams. This person fathered the transistor and brought the silicon to Silicon Valley, but he is really remembered by most people because of his obnoxious racial views. Who was this person? That was William Shockley, and viewers, I'd point out he's not remembered by many people at all. Here's a toss-up for 10. Teams, the flag of Great Britain combines symbols of England, Scotland, and West, Tong.
Ireland.
Correct. 10 points, and here is your bonus. This is spelling, West, for 5 points each. Spell martyrdom.
MARTYRDOM.
Correct for 5. Prerogative.
PREROGATIVE.
Correct for 5. Conceive.
CONCEIVE.
Correct for 5. Sightseeing.
SIGHTSEEING.
Correct for 20 points. And viewers, each of those words had a little trick to them. You might misspell them yourself. Here's a toss-up for 10. It's astronomy teams. Name the point in the sky directly above the viewer. West, Tong.
Zenith.
It is the zenith for 10 points. And here is your biology bonus, West. Which phylum of animals have the 3 characteristics of a notochord, dorsal nerve cord, and gill slits or clefts.
Chordates.
Chordates, correct, for 20 points on your bonus. Here's ancient history for you teams for 10. The first effort at collection and classification of universal knowledge was the Library of Alexandria in 332 BC. The library saw the first translation of the Old Testament from Hebrew to Greek. Alexandria was named after the person, Oak Ridge, Kintaro.
Alexander the Great.
That is correct. And incidentally, Saddam Hussein boasted he would rebuild that library, and he gave it a bunch of paperback books. 10 points. Here's your bonus, Oak Ridge. Science also. Last September, teams, Physics World revealed a list of what leading physicists concluded were the most beautiful experiments of all times. Now, for 5 points each, place the following 4 experiments on that list in the proper date order of when they took place, beginning with the earliest. The 4 experiments are Millikan's oil drop experiment, Galileo's experiment on falling objects, Newton's decomposition of sunlight with a prism, Foucault's pendulum. Give me the earliest first. Millikan, Galileo, Newton, Foucault.
Galileo, Newton, Milligan, and Foucault.
10 points. Foucault would have been the third, and Millikan's was the most recent. 10 points. Here's a toss-up for 10. All the Year Around was a periodical from the 19th century in England. The editor published 2 of his own works, West Tong.
Dickens.
It was Dickens. One of those was Great Expectations. He was the editor, that's why I got to do it. Here's your bonus, West, for 20. In 1924, the first Winter Olympic Games were held. What country hosted the first Winter Olympics? No answer. That was France. Here's a mathematics toss-up, teams. But that is the end of the game with 2 really strong teams. And the score is West High School continuing that role of theirs, 300, and Oak Ridge High, 100. Give them a hand. Team, you did great this morning. University of Tennessee and the News Center will enjoy having you with us, and we're proud of WSJK, WKOP for supporting academic excellence. See you tomorrow, everybody. Goodbye.
Presented in part by Methodist Medical Center.
Methodist sets a higher standard of cancer care. With care so advanced, more than 2,000 other hospitals study its success. Methodist Medical Center of Oak Ridge.
Member of Covenant Health.
This is viewer-supported East Tennessee Public TV.